Nona project thing. So let's talk about this, because it's kind of funny. You know, when they fucked with Reedy Creek, they probably thought that, you know, oh, that's all that I'm going to be able to push back on. No, because I actually did a lot of development work and represented a lot of special districts, not just near Disney, but also near Lake Nona. In fact, that's one of the fastest growing areas in Central Florida, is the Lake Nona area. And I know more about Lake Nona than these people putting out articles saying this is going to destroy Florida. Oh, Florida got owned. Florida got this. No. I'm going to explain to you right now exactly what happened, exactly who's going to be the ones who are actually taking the L, which is why they're crying, right? And whatnot and so forth. So we're gonna explain this to you guys, because this is a story they're already bending. Right? They are already bending this story in a bad way. By the way, I love that StreamYard now added a auto star super chats function. So I love that. It's so fucking awesome. So now I don't even need to worry about it. They're all starred. So I'll get past this story and then we'll catch all the super chats. Okay. So yeah. Let's see what we have here. It doesn't seem like more than coincidence that Lake Nona's thing is the same day as Galactic Star Cruiser hitting the iceberg and Indy 5 getting abysmal reviews. Oh yeah, Indy 5 too. Thank you, Steve C. This is a good point here too about Indy 5. They always try to bury stuff like that. Whenever there's news that's not favorable to them, their stock price is hurting. Remember, they own a lot of these news outlets, so they can just put out their own news. They can create their own fake news. So that's why we're here, to put out proper information. So what are they talking about when they said they canceled planned Florida campus in Lake Nona? So when you read this article, it makes you think that all that we got going on in Lake Nona, right? That all that's happening in Lake Nona is the Disney campus. If you were to read this and you're not from Florida, right? You might think, oh, it's you know, this is all Disney. This is all, you know, this and that. No. Not at all. Not at all. There is so much going on in Lake Nona that this is just one small component of what is a much larger development. So Lake Nona is a very bougie area. It's a very nice area of Florida. And the company was supposed to move over and build a campus, kind of like a regional campus in Lake Nona. And I'll put this picture here because I think this kind of helps it the most, right? And I'll zoom in here to this. So this is Lake Nona Boulevard, and you see all these different things here, all these different developments here that are already built. So let me just show you guys. So this children's hospital is already built. This town center built. Performance Club built. The medical center is built. The UF Research Center, that's already there. There's a giant gator on the roof, right? That's already built. The elementary school, that's already built. These parks, the VA, these are all already there. They don't need Disney to come in. Disney was just going to come in for this component of it. They were going to build something right there, right? Well, this is prime real estate, and I'm telling you right now, if Disney is going to just either hold the land or sell it or whatever, somebody else will buy that. It's not something that's not desirable. Everything else is already in. Disney's thought to bring stuff in there as an afterthought. And here's another thing too that I want to bring up, which I think is underestimated. The Disney employees that were supposed to come from California did not want to come to Florida. They actually said, we don't want to come to Florida. They protested. They did not want to come because they were scared of Florida. See, a lot of these lefties and these leftist employees, they think Florida is like some crazy place where it's like the Wild West, where we have open gun battles, you know, coming out, you know, on 8 a.m., you know, driving down the highway. We're just Mad Maxing it, you know, and just fighting and brawling out everywhere. No, of course, that's not happening. That's not a thing. So that was a huge component, is those employees didn't want to come. They actually refused to come to Florida. And I think that's a good thing, by the way. I think that's a good thing. Importing en masse a bunch of woke Californians to Florida is not something I want. See, California is deep blue and they are pretty entrenched in California. I don't want them bringing those folks to Florida, Texas, and swinging the state. We're already seeing what's happening in Austin with the Californians there. You don't really want more. So I'm okay with that. I don't want those employees in Florida. Look, if an employee from California doesn't want to come to Florida, that's totally cool. That's their choice. Fuck them. Let them live in their woke shithole that Gavin Newsom is running to the ground. Let them pay for the billions and dollars of reparations, right? Patrick says, I would move there for the Mad Max vibe. But it's true. It's true. So Mad Max is closer to Chicago than to Florida. And that's the funny thing. The funny thing is, if you look at the liberal cities in New York, Chicago, LA, they're much closer to Mad Max than anything in the conservative states. So this whole talk about their canceled campus and yada, yada, this is all BS, right? And this whole thing is, we have plans to invest 17 billion. I trust this about as much as I trust Amber Heard telling us that she pledged the money, right? Remember that? Remember the pledge from Amber Heard? We have plans to invest. That doesn't mean shit. That does not mean absolutely anything to me. We have plans to invest. That doesn't mean anything. By the way, Disney was given massive subsidies to build out there by the liberals in the government, in the local government, in the county. See, this is the thing. I am all for people paying their fair share. And Disney wasn't even going to be paying their fair share here. So did we really need 2,000 Southern California employees? No, absolutely not. And by the way, mind you, at the exact same time as they're saying, oh, we're not going to move those employees over, at the exact same time, they're firing employees and letting people off. They were going to let these employees go because they can't even afford to keep them in California. They're too expensive. These employees kind of had a choice. It's like, go to Florida or get fired. And now they're just going to get fired. And I'm shedding zero tears for a bunch of woke Californian employees that didn't want to move to Florida. Zero love lost for that. You don't see any people or any companies moving from Florida to California. Point to any major company that's made that move lately. I'll wait. All right, let's get to these super chats. If the gator sells, who pays the bond? Well, if the rat sells, who pays the bond? Well, this particular development doesn't have any bonds on it. So this particular Lake Nona development, this is actually outside of Disney. Actually, let me show you like Google Maps here. So let me do a Google Maps. I thought I had it pulled. Oh, actually, I do have it pulled up here. I got you guys. Okay, so here you go. So here's Lake Nona. Sorry, my mouse is still fucking up, guys. Sorry about that. So here's Lake Nona. It's by the Orlando airport, okay? Actually, let's go to this layer because this layer is probably going to be easier for you to understand. So Lake Nona's over here by the Orlando airport, right? We got to zoom way the fuck out and go all the way over here to Disney. Here's Disney. See Disney right over here? Here's Disney. Here's Lake Nona. It's not close. Lake Nona is not close to Disney. Now, you can take this highway there. The 417, right? Which was probably what they were intending. But Orlando is very big. This is not part of Reedy Creek. This is not part of the district. This is not property that Disney has control over. They fall under the county's jurisdiction, which, by the way, is probably why they didn't want to move there. Also, construction, somebody pointed out this out. Where is it at? Jameson, this is exactly right. Construction costs are going up. So they might just be saying, hey, look, construction costs are going up. We're losing a bunch of money. We have to buy the shares in Comcast or Hulu, if you guys have heard about that. So they've got to sink a bunch of money in Hulu. They're losing value. They're facing lawsuits, multiple lawsuits, shareholder lawsuits, lawsuits with the state of Florida. Their media is tanking. This might just be a cost-saving measure, like plain and simple. Hulu is also a big yikes. That's going to hurt. Exactly. They're going to have to pay for that. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, this is a good one too. Hold on. Light Rain says, I know a Disney lawyer, just contract law, who just got laid off. They blame Disney problems on COVID. See what I mean? These people are liars. They are chronic liars. They'll say one thing, but you know it's because of another. You know it's because of another. Let's see what we got here. IFID says, I'm an OG. Doesn't matter how big your sub count is. You'll always be Andrew Mindset. Adam Soju to me. You need to get Radix back on the show. Yeah, Radix will come back on for sure when we have something to talk about. But appreciate my OGs in the chat. Love all y'all. And whenever the topic comes up, I'll address it.